Hey, 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 what is good, my good people? Yes, you know where you is, you know what it is, and hopefully you know who I is. But welcome, guys, once again into the I Am the Possible podcast experience, the place where we aspire to inspire the innovation of your identity. I am your host. I is your host, Travail C.W. Lynch, Mr. What, and I am your self-worth specialist. Welcome once again into the I Am the Possible universe. You are always welcomed here. Guys, what's good? What's happening? How's your week? How's your week been going? How do you envision your week continuing? How do you envision it ending, right? Guys, I am just so excited. I'm so blessed, so grateful to be rocking with you once again on this platform that I just believe has such great possibilities. Your possibilities. My goodness. Guys, let's jump into this. Cause see, if I start going down my path, you know how I do, man. I am so grateful for each and every one of you guys. I thank you guys for rocking with me once again. You are the reason I do what I do. You're the cause for my pause, right? As we like to say, right? Pause for the cause. What is the cause? You are it, man. Thank you guys for continuing to show up for not only me and this platform, but continuing to show up for yourself, most importantly. As you improve those around you. As you change, you help to change those around you. You are influential on some level. We are all influencing someone. We are all impacting someone and something. So trust and believe that you are making a difference in this world. And I want you to know that is a fact. You are making a difference. Your life matters. You matter to God and you matter to me. All right. So let's jump into this, guys. What is the mission of this podcast? Well, here it is. If you are on the tube, and you should be on the tube. If you're not on the tube, head over to the tube. I'm talking about YouTube. Type in I Am the Possible or Travail C.W. Lynch. Hit that bell, join the notification nation. Be sure to get all of the latest, greatest content that I am pumping out, all the inspiration, motivation that I am uploading each and every week, in addition to the podcast. Your boy's out here hustling. I'm working hard to make an impact in this world. I'm working hard, man. I'm working consistently, but I'm enjoying it, right? I'm enjoying it. But it is my passion, and it is my pleasure to serve you and to provide content up to the minute that will help to serve you, right? So head over to YouTube if you're not getting the full visual experience already. We'd love for you to join me there. All right, guys, the mission, as you can see it on the screen, to share ideas, information, and individuals that will inspire you to think of yourself in a way that makes the life you want possible. That's right, guys. There is a direct connection and correlation between the way that we think and the way that we live. And I'm excited to be a part of sharing ideas and information, and even individuals that I've come to know. I'm going to be sharing them on this platform, and I'm just excited about you receiving that information, you receiving that breath of life, right? Because that's what inspires mean, right? To inspire means to blow in breath, to expand, right? Like a balloon, right? Balloons are not purposed or not created to be flat. They were created to receive air, to expand, right? To put smiles on little kids' faces at birthday parties, or to if you put helium in them, right, they are purposed to float and to bring beauty to a birthday party or to a special event, right? But they are meant to be blown up to receive air, to contain and to retain air, that they might provide beauty in this world in some form or fashion. And I believe that our lives are the same way. We are created and meant, purposed to be inflated, not deflated. So I see, I'm already teaching. I'm already jumping in. See, I'm getting excited. I'm getting excited. Let's continue. What is our confession, guys? Around here in the iAMthepossible podcast experience, we believe in the power of confession, the words that create worlds. God gave us in Proverbs 18 the authority to speak. Our tongue has the power of life and death. The glove of the tongue can say things and it will go out and retrieve, like a dog fetching a bone or something, right? The tongue can say something and it will go out and seek out into the world and to bring back to you what you speak. So I want you to make this your confession. I'm about to learn something that will transform the way I think about myself. Come on, say that with me. I'm about to learn something that will transform the way I think about myself and make the life I want possible. That's a good confession. That's a good confession. I'm excited just thinking about the possibilities. Oh yeah. All right, guys. Disclaimer alert. Disclaimer alert. Yes, disclaimer, because man, I have grown in my respect, for this industry of coaching and therapy and psychology. The rabbit hole goes deep. And I want you to know up front that I know my lane, right? My lane is awareness. My lane is like level 1, level 2, right? When it comes to human behavior, personal development, not level 1, level 2, meaning that I just can't provide advanced, services or, but what I mean is that I have a heart for those that are just getting started. I have a heart for those who are lost. I have a heart for those who have no clue. I have a heart for those who I don't know who I am. I don't know why I'm even in this world, right? I have a heart for those who just don't see their value. They lack a sense of their worth, and I'm all about awareness, right? Bringing awareness to what is available, ideas, right? Information that you otherwise may have never come across, you may have never known, right? So I'm all about discovery and just unpacking things. And so I know my lane, but wow, this mind stuff, this human behavior stuff is complex. And so I want you to know that the ideas expressed on this podcast, they serve only as a component of a much, much more complex puzzle called the human behavior. That's right. So this is just a component, guys. This is not the end all do all. Please don't take it as the end all do all. But it is a valuable component. And I believe that it will definitely serve you and definitely bring value to your life. All right. So let's get into it, guys. Today's idea. I believe ideas inspire the imagination. Imagination inspires, right? Innovation. And innovation makes things possible. That's my new little saying, right? Ideas inspire the imagination. The imagination inspires the innovation. The innovation makes things possible. And remember, we want to help you, right, to make the life that you want possible. So today's topic, learning to lighten up on yourself. Let me ask you a question. Are you at a place in your life where you're hard on yourself? Maybe you're unforgiving. Maybe you are maybe you're putting so much weight and load on your life. Maybe you have set unrealistic standards. Maybe you are very unforgiving to yourself or of yourself, right? Are you someone who, man, if you make a mistake, you can find 100 ways to punish yourself, 100 ways to get down on yourself, and you just keep pressing your thumb further and further down on yourself? Is that you? And if so, then today's topic is for you. Learning to lighten up on yourself. I want to share with you, before I get into my story, I want to share with you this slide here that I think is extremely profound. It's by my mindset coach, Josh Guerrero. Shout out to my main man, JG, as I call him. Shout out to the Arena Method crew. And he is the one that is leading the way for my certification. And I'm excited to be in this year-long certification course, up in my skills and up in my skill sets concerning this coaching game. But Josh said something extremely profound a couple of weeks ago, and I wanted to share this with you here. It's on the screen. It says, why do we judge, right? Because that's a part of being hard on ourselves, unforgiving, right? It's like a judge in a court case, right? We become the judge and the jury and the executioner of ourselves sometimes, right? So why do we judge? Judgment comes from a lack of understanding. If we truly understood why we did what we did or didn't do what we should have done, or why other people do what they do, if we truly understood, there would be nothing left but acceptance and compassion. Think about that. Let that soak in. Maybe you're judging yourself because you don't understand yourself. And maybe you're saying, duh, yeah, I don't. Well, that's another reason for me to pile on. No, it's not. No, please don't go there. Please don't take it there. This is about awareness. And what's great about this awareness is that, once you learn something, once you know something, once you understand something, right? Because I'm going to help you out, obviously. But once you understand something, then you are no longer, and forgive me if this is not a word, but you're no longer disempowered, but you're empowered. You're no longer subject to, be taken advantage of, so to speak. But now you know the rules to the game, and now you can leverage those rules for a better outcome, for a better life, for a better existence, for a better mood, for a better perspective on life, right? For a better existence, right? And so I want to share with you one of the reasons. Now, there's a million reasons that we judge ourselves. There's a million reasons that we don't understand ourselves. But today I want to focus on one of the reasons I've found that we are not compassionate toward ourselves, while we're not accepting of ourselves. Because Josh said, listen, if you understand yourself, all that's left is acceptance and compassion. And I believe that. I've done some inner work, and I've observed some other people over my 20 years in this game. And yep. That's why communication is so critical to unity, right? Even unity within yourself. You loving you agreeing with you accepting you having compassion on you. Because if you break down the communication, then you can't understand anything. You can't comprehend, right? Without proper communication, there is no comprehension. And without comprehension, then you don't really understand what's going on. And this can be something that's going on within you, right? So one of the reasons that I've discovered, and I'm just looking at my notes over here. One of the reasons that I've discovered that we lack compassion and we lack this acceptance is because we believe that we are something that is concluded versus something that is continued. In other words, it's viewing yourself. You have an idea of yourself as something that has concluded versus something that is continuing, right? And I want to introduce you to this idea that you are a continuum, not a conclusion. Okay? You are a continuum, not a conclusion. Now, what does that mean? That means that for many of us, we judge ourselves. We are not compassionate. We are not accepting of ourselves because in many cases, we've done some things, right? We've said some things. We've had some things done to us or said to us, and we've concluded that's all there is. That's it. You ever hear yourself saying, or you heard someone else saying, I'm a this, or I'm a that, or that's all that I am? Or, in some of those worst cases, you hear maybe a parent saying to a child, you ain't good for nothing. You ain't never gonna be nothing, right? Maybe you've had that said to you. You ain't never gonna amount to nothing. And then you say to yourself internally, I'm nothing. I'm not worthy, and then you give yourself a title. I'm a this, I'm a that, and that's all that I am. You conclude, you put a period behind your name when there should be a comma. See, I want you to understand, and I want you to just consider, maybe you're not concluded. Maybe you're continuing. Maybe there's more to you that is yet to be unfolded, unpacked, revealed. Consider this. Consider the fact that you are always under construction. Let me share a quick story with you. I love the gym. I'm dressed in my gym clothes right now, right? Because after I record, then I head to the gym in the morning. And next door to my gym, I don't know who bought up this property, but for the last year or so, they've been building these new condominiums. And I forgot what building was next to the gym at first. You know what? Let me scratch that. There wasn't a building. There was a parking lot, actually. It was just a parking lot because I used to park there now that I really look back at it. So there was no building there. It was just a parking lot next door to my gym. Someone bought up the property and said, we're gonna build these condominiums. Well, when the construction, crew came in, they tore everything down. They leveled the ground, they dug, and for a long time, it was this big fence that covered the construction area. And you had bulldozers and different machinery coming through, and all you could see was just mounds of dirt. And I remember going up on the roof where I go up, on the top of the gym, and I pray and I record a lot of my videos up there because it overlooks the mountains and everything. And so I remember going up on the roof and looking down, right? Because you couldn't see through the fence from the street level, but you from the roof, you can look down into the construction site. And I remember looking down into the construction site morning after morning, just observing them putting things together. And at first it wasn't profound. It was, it's a construction site, no big deal. They just putting stuff together. And I remember just, week after week, month after month, seeing a little more progress and a little more progress and a little more progress. And what was once nothing but mounds of dirt, rocks, sand, construction, noise. There's a lot of noise, right? A lot of jackhammers, it was just a mess, or so it seemed. And you probably already know where I'm going with this, right? Over the next 2 years, little by little, they built. That building was under construction. Little by little, they added on. And today, you not only have these luxury, I'm talking about luxury condominiums Underneath the condominiums, they have a gym. They've got a bank that's connected. So now they have commerce, they have businesses that are happening, and they have these amazing, beautiful condominiums that are overlooking the mountains there in the San Gabriel Valley. Guys, you are always under construction. At first, it may look like there's nothing but dirt and rubble. At first, there's a lot of, jackhammers and noise and what seems to be chaos and confusion. But there's always more to you. You are always continuing. I want to introduce you to the idea of a 3-part kind of flow and process to your life. See, when that property owner bought up that land, they ripped everything out, all the concrete and everything out, and they dug and they laid the foundation. It wasn't very impressive, wasn't much to see. But then upon that, they began to build the structure, the infrastructure, right? The wood and the nails and the iron came in, and you could see a frame. You could see a frame. And you had an idea now. Oh, I know what that's going to be. Oh, yeah, I know what that's going to be. And now in this third final stage, you have people living in it and paying top dollar to be residents in this place, right? And now the possibility of someone living in this space and living in this area and carrying on their lives has now been made possible. But it was a process. So I want you to consider yourself. I want you to consider that there's a who I was, there's a who I am, and there's a who I am to be. Think about that. Who I was, who I am, and who I am to be, who I am becoming. The who continues to flow. Your identity continues to flow. It continues to evolve. It continues to be restructured and recreated and represented to the world. I want you to consider that you are a continuum and not a conclusion. This is one of the reasons many people fail to have compassion and acceptance on themselves, because they're so stuck in and they're so fixated on the mistake they made. You're not a mistake. You may have made some mistakes, but you're not a mistake, but you've been fixated on the mistake you made, and you won't let that go. And again, all due respect to this inner work game, there are so many reasons, and I have no time. I mean, dude, it would take me 4 or 5 seasons of episodes to even begin to scratch the surface of why you won't let that go. But my job is to say, let me shine some light on what's happening. Let me get the ball rolling. Let me get you thinking. Because at the end of the day, and God knows I've been through so much myself, if you're willing to journey, if you're willing to, accept that you are a work in progress, under construction, a continuum, then with the help of God and with the help of a community and with the help of other professionals, you can get there. I got there. That's why I'm so passionate about this. That's why I believe in it, because I've seen my life changed and transformed. I was once willing to give my life away for a $120 bag of weed. You guys have heard that story, with a gun put to the side of my head. I was willing to die for a bag of weed, man, an ounce of weed. So I know what it means to feel like I'm worthless and that I have no value and worth in this world. And I'm ready to give it all up because I had concluded that my life was worth nothing. But by the grace of God and the mercy of God, my life was spared and the bullet didn't come out that chamber. Right? We are a continuum. Don't conclude so fast. Don't put the period behind your name so fast. Here, let me read something else to you guys as we begin to wrap it up. When we see ourselves as a continuum and on a continuum, we are able to have compassion, we are able to be patient, and we are able to think constructively. Just like that building. Constructive thoughts. How can I construct? How can I build? How can I erect my life from the ashes, from the rubble, from the dirt, right? Started at the bottom, now we here, right? Now started at the bottom, now I'm here. How can that become your story, right? How can that be your story? How will you say, I started at the bottom, now I'm here? How will you say that? Our past can become a source versus becoming a sentencing. Many of us look at our past. We draw a lot of information, a lot of destructive information from our past, what we've done and what's been done to us. And I'm by no means trying to minimize the drama and the trauma that you've gone through. I have all respect for that. I grew up witnessing and having very close to me in my immediate family, right? Domestic violence, sexual abuse, drug addiction, the worst of the worst. I've seen it all. I've felt it all. I've done it all. Guys, it's possible. Change is possible. Transformation is possible when we begin to see ourselves in a new way. Maybe you need to consider that you are a continuum, not a conclusion. Our failures become the foundation to construct a new life upon. These are just thoughts that I'm reading off as I consider this episode. Because sometimes it's just ideas. The right idea at the right time makes all the difference. Ideas lead to the imagination leads to the innovation leads to all things being made possible. Yeah. Guys, this week, I want you to do something for me. I want you to consider the most, how do I want to say this? Just an avenue of learning a little more about you. You're already, you're listening to the podcast and you're already listening to this and you're being inspired or motivated or, you're getting information through this podcast. But I want you to consider another way, simple way, easy way that you can begin to learn about you. Maybe it's through reading books, listening to audiobooks, an additional podcast. Maybe there's a YouTube channel that you'll watch, or maybe there's a church that you'll join. Maybe there's a community group that you'll become a part of. I don't know what it'll be for you. If you are someone who prays, I pray that you would pray about it and ask God to lead you in the direction that you are to go. But improve your awareness of you. Open up your heart, open up your mind, and just consider that there's more to you. You can lighten the load on your life by understanding that the past is something that you can learn from. You can look at your present and look at how far you've come, and you can peer off into the future with eyes of possibilities. I want you to consider that it's not over. I want you to consider that God's not done with you. Take that load off. You no longer have to carry that burden. You did it, or it was done to you. What can you learn from it? And how can you move forward better because of it? Not stay stuck because of it, but how can you succeed? How can you move forward because of it? How can you use it for your good instead of your bad? I want to go back to Josh's quote here. Why do we judge? In other words, why do we put such a weight and burden on ourselves? Why do we punish ourselves? Why do we not let up? Judgment comes from a lack of understanding. If we truly understood why we did what we did or didn't do what we should have done, or why others do what they do, if we truly understood, there would be nothing left but acceptance and compassion. And again, I want to encourage you to go out this week, pray about it, think about it, meditate on it, find something that fits for you, because everything doesn't work for everyone. What's the best way for me to begin to learn a little more about me, so that I'm not always just regurgitating and replaying the past, but I can find something new and exciting, something inspiring about myself. As one resource, I want to offer you, in closing, a book that changed my life, a book by Dr. Miles Monroe. The book is called In Pursuit of Purpose. My first copy was given to me by a brother at church. In Pursuit of Purpose. Life-changing book. If you start nowhere else, start there. Dr. Miles Monroe, In Pursuit of Purpose, and I'll put the link in the description of this video. Yeah. You are not a conclusion. You are a continuum. All right, guys. Help a brother out. Support me. There's 4 ways that you can do that. Number 1, you can go out and tell somebody. If you've enjoyed this podcast, if it's meant something to you, if it's opened up some ideas and sparked some imagination for you, if it's been of value to you, then perhaps it's going to be of value to someone else. So tell somebody. Number 2, guys, leave me a comment, info@iamthepossible.com, info@iamthepossible.com, or you can leave me a comment on YouTube. You can leave a comment or review on any podcast platform that you're utilizing. But again, your feedback, your comments, your questions, your suggestions for future topics, whatever it is, guys, that helps me to better craft, that helps me to better prepare, that helps me to better serve in and through this platform. Head over to YouTube, subscribe, hit that bell, notification nation, become a part of it. And lastly, Apple or any podcast platform that you are using to listen to this right now, be sure to subscribe and download each and every episode. Guys, Thank you so much for rocking with me. Thank you so much for showing up once again for yourself. As you improve, the world around you improves. Until next time, guys, I love you. I'm praying for you. I'm believing in you. And remember, go out today, some way, and be why it's possible.